It's my third year living with ALS, and my 11th day since losing the ability to speak completely. My wife, Renee Sutton, burst into my hospital room with a lawyer and a notary in tow, gripping a so-called expert report that concludes all of my symptoms can be faked. She throws it onto my bed. "Miles, you're really a hell of an actor," she says. "You had me fooled for 3 years. Today, you're finally going to tell the truth." I look at her and open my mouth, but no sound comes out. She shoves a divorce agreement in front of me. "Sign it. Admit you faked your illness to swindle marital assets. You're not walking away with a single cent." I look down at the pen, then at my right hand, lying motionless on the sheet. Her eyes hold nothing but a cold sneer. "Still faking? Fine, keep faking. Back then, you told me you didn't love me anymore, and I believed you. You said you wanted to marry that older woman, and I believed that too. Now you've circled back and landed flat on your back, needing someone to take care of you. Did you really think I'd go soft on you again?" A nurse rushes in from the hallway and forces a writing board into my stiff left hand. "Ms. Sutton, he had a tracheotomy just yesterday. This board is the only way he can speak." Renee stares at the board. Her expression slowly shifts as she lowers her head to look. Scrawled across it, in 2 shaky words, is my answer. I pour the last of my strength into every stroke. "I'm sorry." Renee Sutton stared at the 2 words scrawled on the writing board. Her eyes moved between the handwriting and my face for 5 long seconds. Then, she snatched the board out of my hand and smashed it against the wall. The plastic cracked and clattered to the floor. "Tracheotomy?" She turned sharply to the nurse. "How much did Miles pay you to help him keep up the act?" The nurse took a step back. "Ms. Sutton, this is a medical diagnosis. His vitals show—" "Get out!" The lawyer behind Renee stepped forward, pulled the door open, and gestured for the nurse to leave. A bodyguard outside the door pulled her out by force, slamming the door behind her. Renee walked to the right side of the bed. She picked up the divorce agreement and pushed the pen into my right hand. My fingers were locked stiff, unable to close around it. The pen rolled off the back of my hand and hit the floor. "Your hand's broken too, is it?" She flipped the agreement to the last page and pressed it flat against my wrist. "Fine, don't sign it. Press your thumbprint instead." The lawyer handed her an ink pad. Renee grabbed my wrist without hesitation, pressed my thumb into the ink, and pushed it hard onto the signature line. "The asset breakdown is in the attachment. Someone will come for the house under your name tomorrow. As for the $3 million you transferred to that old woman, I'll get it back through the courts." She let go, and my hand dropped onto the sheet. She pulled out a handkerchief and wiped her fingers clean with obvious disgust, then turned toward the door. Just as it opened, she paused with her back to the bed. "I'll have someone arrange your transfer tomorrow. I'm not letting my money cover a private hospital you don't deserve." The door closed, and the room fell silent, except for the rhythmic sound of the ventilator. Oxygen moved through the tube in my throat, and the ink clung to my thumb, slowly drying at the edges. Half an hour later, 2 care workers walked into the room without carrying any medical equipment. One of the care workers walked to the head of the bed and unplugged the humidifier from the nightstand. "Ms. Sutton's orders. Care services end at noon today." The doctor set a notice down by my pillow. "Mr. Bennett, your family just filed the paperwork to cut off your medication over unpaid bills." He looked at my face and let out a heavy sigh. The next morning at 9 a.m., the door to my room swung open. Renee walked in, followed by Julian Cross, dressed in a black suit and carrying a file folder. Julian walked up to the bed, his eyes moving over the bruises on the back of my hand, then over the ventilator connection at my throat. "Renee, Miles really does look weak," Julian said softly. Renee pulled over a chair, sat down, and crossed her legs. "He once played a corpse in a theater production and held his breath for minutes. A prop like that is nothing to him."